The night Aaron Cole walked into the glass-walled boardroom with trembling hands and a coffee-stained shirt, he was certain his life had just ended, because the woman sitting at the head of the table, the sharp-eyed CEO everyone feared, was the same woman he had accidentally humiliated in the elevator an hour earlier when he mistook her for a junior assistant and begged her to help him keep his janitor job so he could still afford his daughter's asthma medicine. The air was tight with judgment, the city lights glittered outside like witnesses, and Aaron felt every broken dream he carried pressing down on his shoulders as if the world itself had decided to finally test how much a single father could endure. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and hidden miracles inside everyday people, take a moment right now to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel Bright Hearts so more stories like this can reach those who need them most. Aaron had raised his little girl, Lily, alone since her mother passed away when Lily was only 3, and every choice he made in life revolved around her small, fragile smile. He worked long nights cleaning office floors that sparkled with wealth he would never touch, sleeping in a cramped apartment where the ceiling leaked when it rained and the walls were thin enough to hear other people's sorrow. That night, when he rushed into the elevator late, tired, and desperate, he had never imagined that the quiet woman beside him was the most powerful executive in the building. He only knew she looked kind enough to listen, and so he poured out everything, his fear of losing his job, his daughter's hospital bills, his dreams that had been buried under survival. He had thanked her with shaking hands, unaware that he was speaking to the very person who could decide his fate with a single signature. When the elevator doors opened and she walked away without a word, he thought nothing of it, until security escorted him into the executive floor and his heart nearly stopped. Her name, Evelyn Hart, glowed on the wall behind her like a verdict, and the shame burned hotter than any insult he had ever faced. He waited for anger, for humiliation, for the end of his job. Instead, Evelyn looked at him with an unreadable expression and calmly scheduled a private meeting with him for the next night. Aaron left that boardroom dizzy, certain that he was being summoned just to be officially dismissed. The first private meeting felt like walking into a storm. The room was quiet, filled with dark wood and the low hum of the city outside. Evelyn didn't scold him. She didn't even mention the elevator. Instead, she asked him about Lily, about his life, about what it was like to hold everything together when the world kept pulling it apart. Aaron spoke honestly because he didn't know how to do anything else, and somehow the words that had been trapped inside him for years began to spill out. He left that room confused, but something inside him felt lighter, as if he had been heard for the first time in a very long time. Then she scheduled another meeting. And another. Every night, after he finished cleaning floors that reflected the stars, Aaron was called upstairs to sit across from the woman who ruled the company. He began to dread and hope for those meetings at the same time. He never knew what to expect, but he started to notice that Evelyn listened the way no one else ever had, her eyes softening when he spoke about Lily, her jaw tightening when he spoke about unfair wages and the invisible people who kept the building alive. The meeting slowly became a strange sanctuary where a tired father and a powerful CEO shared truths neither of them could reveal to the rest of the world. Aaron soon learned that Evelyn was just as lonely as he was, though in a very different way. Her wealth and authority had built walls around her life, and behind those walls was a woman who had lost trust in people long ago. His honesty cracked something in her that she had forgotten existed. With every conversation, she saw how quietly brave he was, how much love could exist in a man who had so little. And Aaron began to see her not as a distant figure of power, but as someone who carried her own invisible wounds. Rumors spread through the building as employees noticed the janitor walking into the executive wing every night. Some whispered jealousy, others suspicion, and a few even cruelty. Aaron felt their eyes on him, but he kept going, because he didn't want to lose the one place where he felt understood. One night, when Lily had a severe asthma attack and he nearly collapsed in the hospital hallway, Evelyn was the one who called, who listened, who quietly arranged for the best specialist in the city without ever making him feel small. In that moment, Aaron realized that what had begun as a terrible mistake was becoming something that might save his child's life. As weeks passed, the meetings shifted from conversations to changes. Evelyn started asking him about the working conditions of the cleaning staff, about the people whose names no one knew. Aaron spoke for them, not because he wanted power.